Hello, it's Jo Huey here. Today I want to talk about the blame game. If your family member is a drinker, I'm talking dependent drinking, then it's likely, actually this might be the case with binge drinking and hazardous drinking as well. So people that are drinking too much in a short space of time and people that are drinking on a regular basis. You know, everybody's different, so how it affects them is different. For me, it's much more about the impact rather than units people drink and things like that. So family members have to put up with a lot when they live with a drinker, and some have to put up with more than others. Some drinkers are more aggressive, some drinkers are more isolating. It varies. Ultimately, the families tend to do quite a lot of blaming. They'll blame the drinker for ruining their lives. They'll blame the drinker for letting down their children. They'll blame the drinker for spending all the money. All of these, you know, there's many, many things. Now, when I speak to the drinkers that I work with, they understand that their actions have consequences and impact on other people. Not all the time, and certainly when the person's in the midst of their drinking, they won't think it's affecting anybody else. It's their problem, why do you care? But when they are kind of coming out the other side, looking for sobriety, they do appreciate that their actions have had an impact on those around them. Now, I guess when we blame somebody, it's through our own frustration and anger, and also I think there is an element of this lack of control that we have in this situation. We can't control the situation, and there's a sense of we're better than them kind of thing as well, I think. But the thing is, we can continue to blame the drinker for what they're doing. Absolutely we can. Where does that really get us though? Because it's not really going to make them change. Because if you turn this around and think, if someone was blaming you for something that you had done to them, that's their perception. If you had, been on the receiving end of blame, how's that going to make you feel? I'm guessing not great. And the drinkers already feel rubbish about themselves as it is. I don't believe that we should not hold them to account or allow them to face their consequences. I just think that we need to make sure that we're not being aggressive and, saying it's all their fault, which maybe it might be, it might be their fault. But again, that isn't going to help them or you or change the situation. We do it out of frustration, don't we? We're just in the moment, we're annoyed, we're raging from what they've done, and we blame them. And that blame can hold for years. And we hold on to this blame because we want to punish these people. We want to punish them for everything bad they've done to us, hurt us. Obviously not everybody feels this way. Some people, some family members do understand about alcohol misuse and do feel very sorry for the person, and they love this person and they feel sad that they've got to this point, and but not everyone has that experience, and a lot of family members will blame the drinker, and they definitely need to accept the consequences and take responsibility. However, the family members have to also take responsibility, as we all do in any situation, about how we react to it, about how we're going to deal with this situation. So, am I going to blame this person for what they've done, or try and understand what's going on for you right now that, this has happened? Obviously, the person may be feeling super stressed, or, if they're a binge drinker or if they're drinking every day, maybe they're really stressed at work or they've got concerns on their minds. and you know they're going to drink, and then they're going to have consequences from forgetting appointments that they've made, or you know not turning up to things, and then we blame them. But you can kind of see, if you have the patience and understanding and compassion to understand where that person's coming from, you can understand why they've got to this situation. As I say, I'm not saying someone isn't to blame for something, but it's not going to help if we shove it in their face, basically. So yeah, I just wanted to touch on the whole blame thing, because I think we need to go inwards and understand what it is that we are maybe lacking ourselves in those situations, because it could be that we are not putting boundaries in place and we're allowing people to treat us in a certain way. Because if we've got boundaries, certain things won't happen, because we've said, we don't want you coming to see me at this time. I don't want to see you if you've been drinking. I don't want to hear from you if you've been drinking after a certain time. I'm not going to give you access to a bank account, and all sorts of things we can put in place. So we do need to look to ourselves as well to see what can I do? What can I take responsibility for? Because that's a lot more proactive and helpful than just having a go at someone and blaming them, which isn't going to solve anything. It's not going to move you forward. It just keeps you stuck where you are, which is what happens with a lot of family members. And it's totally understandable, but I'm trying to suggest an alternative so that we don't stay stuck in that place, but we find a better way, a more positive way to move on and to not feel this anger and frustration, and then we're piling that back on the person and blaming them for their actions. So hopefully that's helpful. Again, subscribe to my channel if you would like to hear any more of my videos, see any of my videos, and share them with anyone that you think might find them helpful. Take care.